What's your thoughts on government cover-ups or covert societies attempting to control humanity? Do you believe in ancient astronauts, intergalactic communication, or extraterrestrial visitations? Ever had an experience with disembodied spirits or the paranormal universe? Are these subjects fact or fiction? Each week, Tony and Eddie explore these unbelievable realities and beyond. Exclusively on Truth Be Told.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Truth Be Told, where we believe in experience becomes truth. I'm your host, Tony Sweet, and joining me now in studio is your other host, world-renowned psychic Eddie Connor.
Hi, everybody.
And before we start, we better talk about our sponsor, Earth Friendly Products. For over 40 years, Earth Friendly Products have brought you the greenest home merchandise for all your family needs. Learn more at ecos.com. That's ecos.com.
And returning back to our studio today, we have author and one of our favorite pet psychics, Maryam Faresh. She's an animal advocate on a mission to give her rescue animals the life they deserve. Maryam is also gifted with her psychic ability and has been at a very early age. And at age 16, she used this ability to help those in need.
And from the Late Show with David Letterman to Sirius Satellite Radio and Comedy Central, we also have famed stand-up and tarot reader Karen Rontowski.
Wow, Karen's comedy is fast-paced, it's clean, optimistic, and it's got lots of humor that's perfect for any club, corporate event, or even fundraising event. With a stand-up career that spans over 20 years, she has performed in 45 of the United States of America and over 13 countries around the world, including New Jersey. So everyone, please welcome back to this show, Maryam Faresh, our pet psychic and author, along with our stand-up comic and tarot reader, Karen Rontowski. Yay!
And the crowd goes crazy.
Crazy!
Welcome, ladies, to the show.
Thank you.
All right, so Eddie, I'm going to let you get this started. For the Naughty Psychic Cafe.
For the Naughty Psychic Cafe. I always like to ask this question. What makes you naughty as a psychic? Don't be scared.
That's a weird question.
I'll be back there.
Yeah, no.
Do you mean, okay, I think naughty that, this is very different. Maybe it's not the right question, but sometimes my clients will inspire a joke. Let's leave it that way on my act. They never know who they are, and the audience doesn't know who they are. But I guess that would be naughty. Am I on the right track?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yours is probably worse than my. I mean, the most I do is I have a really bad potty mouth.
Yeah, see, that's nice and naughty.
And it is, though, because it will throw people off when you're having this moment, right? And then you start throwing the F-bomb in there or something, because I just have the worst mouth. That's probably as naughty as I get.
Makes a point, though.
It does make your point.
Have you ever had someone try to be naughty with you when you were doing your...
You mean like make a move?
Yeah.
Oh, well, when I worked at, I won't say where, but when I worked at this
Hooters.
one location, well, it's
a convalescent home. Scooters.
It's like the only bookstore where they do tarot readings. So anyway, but and I was 20 years younger. Not that I'm old by any means, but at that time, you're 20 years younger. So you dress different, you act different. You're really, come in, and you're coming, you bring them into these little spaces and close the curtain. Yeah. That's been a couple times, because you're naive and silly, and fortunately you have like the timer where you can move it along, but I mean, no one's groped me.
That could be insult,
how about
too.
you?
I know, now I'm kind of offended.
All of a sudden it's kind of like, come here, Floyd, come here. I wax my back and everything.
That may be more frequent with me just because sometimes I read after shows in comedy clubs, so people are drunk already. Oh. So it's kind of more of a, maybe it happens, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they want a reading or they just saw me on stage, so they kind of come over.
And that's probably how they talk.
Yeah, exactly.
That must be tough reading people who've been drinking.
You know what though? It's almost funny. That's almost where I started because comedy and comedy clubs are home for me. It's like people like, how did you start reading on stage? And because I read in our show Psychic Stand Up, and I do jokes at the same time, but they're both home, so there was never any, you know.
I get that.
So
Makes
yeah.
sense. Wow, that's fascinating.
Well, and maybe sometimes if they've had just a little bit to drink, they're way less resistant, and they're sort of like, "What are you getting? I'm feeling sparkly."
I know.
That's so true. Yeah.
And then you just throw a pint of glitter on them. Bam!
Yeah, there you go.
Well, Karen, I want to start with you on where did you find your gift, and when did you notice that you had this ability to give readings?
Well, I'm not only a late bloomer, but I have a completely different story than everybody else. I had several experiences when I was younger, but my teacher was a tarot reader, and she was from generations of tarot readings. She knows stuff about the cards that I can't even tell you. She is so, she got me started on that. And I thought, this was probably more than 20 years ago, I thought, if I learn everything about the cards, maybe I'll just be able to read the cards. And I was never thinking that I had anything going on.
Yeah.
But man, when you put that energy that way, it was like everything went on. And now I don't need the cards all the time, but I like them, especially for the show, because they're such a visual. And I think if I didn't, it was funny how it all fit together, but now I feel like I'm a historian of the cards because you know what I mean? Like they're whatever they are. She said it takes lifetimes to learn them. They must be from a past life because I love them. You know what I mean? They're just a part of me. I read book after book after book, even now.
Oh,
That's
go ahead.
interesting.
One of the things about, I would watch some of the demo videos, and when you're doing your stand-up, and you obviously quick-witted and all the good stuff that goes with it. But when you do, you look at each card yourself as if you've almost never seen it. Like you're looking for something in that card to speak to you. And then there was somebody, I think it was I don't know who it was, a male or female, something about the 10 of Swords in someone's back. And you said, now look at the finger. Look at the finger. It's facing up toward the sky, but look at that one finger. And I was like, what, girl? What? I had never heard that.
Yeah, there's that's why sometimes there's also like the 9 of Swords. I have so much. I figure if I had so much information packed in, I wait till someone comes up, and the very first thing I learned about them was the 3 words that go with each card, and I forgot. This woman was asking me about something and why it wasn't working, and it hit me. That card means cruel. Now that I learned 20 years ago, but it just came at the right time, and I go, he is so cruel. And she was like, that's it. So you know what I mean? Like it's almost like a Rolodex, and when I look, it's like what jumps up at me at that time.
That's awesome.
I call that a Solodex, by the way.
Oh,
I truly do, because once the joke is I can't tell you anything about a reading I've ever done for you ever.
Me neither.
However, when you're in the reading for somebody totally different, isn't it like we have access to every reading we've ever done? And they'll go back and reference something in 1973.
Wow.
Yeah.
Behind a trailer.
Right.
But that's another story. But isn't it weird how it comes back? And that's
Yeah.
why I call it a Solodex.
Well, but the hardest thing is that people don't want to hear the truth, Like I told this woman the other day, I said, you need to leave that man. He's crazy. And she said, I know, but he's still your father.
What?
I'm just kidding.
What?
I was like, wait a minute.
I know. Now you already know what you've got to deal with now.
The room
We're,
went
the
quiet.
delayed reaction. We're like,
It was super delayed.
He was like the dog, like, huh?
Yeah.
I know. I'm so paying attention, because we've all had that client.
Yeah.
They do 2 things. They don't listen. They hear what they want to hear, and then they'll go back. You'll say, well, you're not going to get the job for about 3 to 4 months. And they'll go back and they'll go, oh my God, I'm not going to get it for 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, who, where, what, how?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Or
that's
they'll
why
ask-
it's almost harder to read for friends, because they go and oh, yeah, I loved it. And they tell their friend something you said. And I'm like, and now you do the disclaimer, like, don't come back and ask, because I don't remember majority. But, you remember some stuff. You remember.
Snippets.
Yeah,
Especially
and-
if they're friends.
And
Right.
when they say, they're like, oh, remember when you said blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, okay, that's the one thing I know I never said.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
Or they'll say Spirit said
Oh,
through you.
right,
And you're
right.
like, no. Spirit doesn't say that. Spirit wouldn't go, yeah, you deserve that lump of money because you're so martyrish.
And, or the
I was wondering where that was going to go.
Yeah, I did too.
well, the other one is
scared.
they'll ask the same question 3 different ways.
Or 5. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So what do you do when that happens?
Am I going to marry a...
I already
answer?
answered it. I already answered it. I mean, that used to drive me crazy.
And then I will have them sometimes say, repeat back what you heard.
Oh, smart. Yeah.
Because then they'll say, well, you saying no, but that's not what I want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's fascinating.
Well, I have a question. Okay, so we have numerology, astrology, and they're very specific on times and numbers, and I can see that. But it seems like tarot cards and dream interpreters are
Watch what you say.
Well, no, are very similar. It's about the image or what you see on the card. So, how accurate is tarot?
You know what? I mean, I think it's as accurate. The problem, and this is my disclaimer, is time. I don't know time because, how everybody goes through their karma differently, or there's no time on the other side, whatever that is. But I have found that the tarot is easier for me to get really specific because they can, reword. If I want to say how, you know what I mean? Like I can really look into that and go little by little, you can break it down.
Right.
Which is better. I just had a woman email me and she said, I emailed you 2 years ago to ask you if I was going to get this job. And I described the job to a T, like it blew her mind. But I was like, wow, there should have been an expiration date on that question because 2 years is a long time. You know what I mean? And I know I had worded it in the beginning. I said, think specific because you're manifesting this now. So I guess that was on her. But it was kind of neat. 2 years later, it was like, wow, I don't know.
That's great, though.
It came she hung on to the email.
Better late than pregnant.
Yeah.
I'd read that, but that's what I do too when someone is, for whatever reason, needs the time thing, or you feel like you want to give them a time frame. I go to the cards, and you can get a little closer. But I've the same way. I've had readings from psychics who are actually unusually good with time. I'm not, so I always say, sorry, unless every now and then you'll get a real strong, like, no, this is like feels like it's coming now, but. Yeah, I'm not unlike you. I go to the cards for that.
And I think also time is that non-physical element, and that's what we're tuning into. But we're also tuning into probable reality based on a person's free will and how much they're in their way or not in their way. For me, the best readings, my favorite readings, are the one where it's when the person comes and there's nothing traumatic going on in their life. And I don't know what this misconception is, but people think if you're death knowing on a cracker with one foot on a banana peel and then the other one over a thing of knives and snakes and battery acid, then you should go to the psychic.
Oh, right.
Well, that's like prayer. It's like people that if they're only in their crisis is when they pray.
Right.
They don't in a good time. They're like, woohoo, Jesus.
But what they're vibrating when they're praying from that place of crisis is more negative compounded energy, which blocks what you say you want in that prayer coming to you.
Right.
That's my spin on it.
Makes a lot of sense.
The happier they are, the more it's kind of like, okay, 2 to 3 months, this is going to happen, and blah blah blah, and his name's going to be Joe, and he's going to have a.
But it's the same with your health.
Yes.
Like, preventative.
Instead
Be
of going
aware
when you're
of
sick.
it. Don't wait, because by the time it all manifests, it's been in there for a while. So it's kind of the same idea. It makes a lot of sense.
It sure does.
Yeah.
Every time I eat a candy bar, I'm like, okay, diabetic nerve pain. This could be coming in 10 years.
At least you know.
Well, Maryam, I have a question for you as a psychic and also being able to read animals and pets. Have you ever been approached with someone that may have lost a pet? Not through death,
right?
But lost a pet and figure out, where is my dog? Where's my cat? Where did it go? Who has it? Have you ever?
A lot. And I feel like I'm always using disclaimers, but I try to be as honest as I can. That isn't a strong point for me, but I do it. And I always say, I will read until I just can't. I don't see it anymore. But for some reason, one of my girlfriends from high school has been calling me. She loses her wedding ring a lot. But she was the first one that asked me to find a lost something. And I was like, I can't find your stupid ring. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, try over here. And then I got really good at it, and she kept losing it, and I got really good. But if it was because of that, when people would call and ask for lost pets, that I would give it a shot. There's psychics out there that are great at that, and that's what they do. But I've done it. I've learned it's a weird interpretation thing, because you have to get kind of in the groove of it, because, for example, a lot of rescue groups call and have me help them when the foster parent the dog gets out or whatever. And I can now I can interpret better. I can feel when the dog's been picked up. So like a lot of times I would say, I found myself going, no, he'll be home tomorrow. He'll be home tomorrow. Well, he was in a home tomorrow, but someone had taken him. And for whatever reason, didn't turn the dog in, whatever. And so I had to learn how to interpret differently when I was looking for lost animals.
Okay.
I just did one last week, though, where the dog had passed. That was really awful.
That's so sad.
You know, that's so interesting, because my best friend who just left, we do a show called Paranormal Comics. She's a comedian and an animal communicator, and she lives in Florida, and she will call me because the tarot cards can go north, south, east, west. They can give you directions and stuff. But we have had the most interesting, I have a little papillon, and that she says they have conversations constantly.
Really?
The funniest stories. I just did a whole show on him. So he wants to be called the boss. That's what we call him. But like the first time she met him, he works as a service dog for me. I have a choking disability in my sleep, and so he was sick, and I called her, and she said, "What is the red thing you pull over his back? He keeps talking about it and saying he has a job and he's very important." And I said, "That's his vest." And then I said, "Well, why does he not like the dog in the front house?" And she said, "Oh, that dog doesn't have a job. He's not important." And I know. I was like, "Oh no, my dog's a Republican." And, but since then, they've had these conversations, and so sometimes I will say. She'll say we're looking for a dog together, and I'll say, ask the boss, and he will always know where the animal is before we do. And we think sometimes they just disappear in another dimension, like the animals can do that, because we had a pit bull once, and it had on a tiara and pearls. It was Halloween. And a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
I know. I was like,
and a sweatshirt.
Why wouldn't he have that on?
I know. And it took off, and we said, "Oh, he's coming back." Well, he comes back 3 months later, tiara, pearls, and sweatshirt untouched.
What?
Comes back. So, and Courage says they do go,
between worlds.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
So there's something that, because that one especially, time is always weird. So I don't,
Thank you.
You should
That's
come
good
do
to
the
know.
show. You come do our show, because it's
Sure.
really interesting.
We'll do a
Yeah.
girls' night out.
Yeah.
And Tony.
Awesome.
One reason I ask is during this next maybe 30 minutes, Jacob's sister lost her dog. I don't know if it's, and so if you get any pickups or readings, maybe you could help this family out.
Sure. All we need is a picture. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a picture.
And do you know the puppy's name?
Rocket.
Rocket.
Rocket, yes.
When
So-
did he? Oh, do you want me to do it now or later?
No, whenever. Just if you want to do it now, that'd be great.
Do you have enough room, sweetie?
I think so.
Okay.
And if you can fire what
You want to help?
Yeah, what my friend does is she tells me what she gets, and if you have a question, ask me, and I'll either confirm or tell you what I get around it.
Was Rocket sick?
No, he wasn't. They lost him, I believe, before 4th of July. It was a little around late June, so June 30th, July 1st. And the way he was, well, they found him not being there. They went in the backyard and they saw like bloody like paw prints, so they weren't sure if he like had jumped over the fence and cut himself and then he got out, or if someone had maybe taken him. So they're not sure. They haven't found him at all. So.
And please disclaimer my shuffling of the cards.
And is it your sister?
My sister-in-law, yeah.
What's her name?
Trisha.
Trisha.
Yeah. So, well, the dog belongs to her and my brother and my 2 nieces.
What's your brother's name?
Robert.
Rocket and Robert's really close.
They are, yeah. Yes. My sister-in-law loved the dog, though. They got him at first to replace their other dog who had passed from cancer. Same breed. It was a Boston Terrier. And his name, the original dog, was Rocky. And then they got this dog almost as like to fill the void for not having Rocky anymore, and they named him Rocket, which is, I don't know, I found it to be a little odd just because if you
Maybe
get a new
that's
dog,
where you got your sick from.
yeah,
Maybe because I'm feeling like he was. It's something that the symptoms didn't show yet.
mm-hmm.
But I could be picking up on the past dog. But I don't. As soon as I looked at him, I could feel that something's not right.
Something's wrong with him. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's something
Doesn't
wrong with his
necessarily-
eye, but it was just
Okay.
like they give him like a little bit of medication for
I don't
that.
know if it's bad or it doesn't. It's just he's not healthy in this picture.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But anyway, that wasn't your question. So I don't know.
I'll tell you what I think I have here. You can tell me. He was a well-behaved dog, wasn't he?
Yes.
Like if somebody lifted him over the fence, he wouldn't bite them.
Yeah, he'd just be like, all right.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like that to me because this card has to do with something secret, somebody secret hiding him.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to say they're not mistreating him. So that's what I got. I don't know if her sick thing, I kind of agree with. Something's off.
Yeah.
Something's off.
So like someone could have taken him possibly, if anything.
That's what it looks like here because this is him staying. He wasn't going over the fence. He wasn't trying to. That's what I got. But you probably know.
No, I'm
on the same.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't feel great.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I don't feel like he's passed, but I agree with you. I don't think they're returning him.
Okay.
Whether they reached over the fence or he got whatever the situation is, and I feel like it's somebody that they know.
I just
that
wrote
knew
that
the
down.
dog.
Yeah.
Just wrote it down.
So like
Right under
someone-
their nose.
We can ask if there's a chance you'll get the dog back because the dog is still a secret.
Okay.
So it may. I don't even know if that's, if they're keeping it a secret, that maybe other people may know.
So a secret as in like they're just keeping them away from the family. Like
Right.
They just want to keep them from
Like I don't think this is it, but like if this family down the street took him, they have to be aware that your sister doesn't drive by, kind of
Yes,
thing.
yeah.
So he's still hidden some sort of.
Okay.
He's
one
bubbling over.
to 8 blocks. 1 block to 8 blocks from the house.
Wow. So they can't walk him.
Yeah.
Yeah, was there like a rift, or is there like a problem in the family, or were they fighting with someone else, or did someone not like them, or is it?
The neighborhood that they live in, it's I mean, they're friends with some of the neighbors, but some of them are kind of like, they
Shady.
shady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
very
she-
shady.
Did
actually.
she put up rewards?
She did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she did, and they went around looking for him. They still haven't found him.
Was it under $200?
It was $200.
Okay.
Yeah.
If she beefs it up, I think she can get the dog back.
Yeah.
But I keep feeling close to where they live, your brother and sister-in-law, right? I feel, can they, from where they live, is it a house or
It's a house. Yeah.
isn't there a house close to them or on their street where even from their house or their yard they can see side steps going up to the second floor of another house that could be like an apartment that's rented separate from the main house?
Well, you can easily see inside the neighbors' backyards because the fences are fairly small. So they can see like the backyard and they can see like the windows into their house. So maybe something.
There's
like that.
it's one of the houses has like a separate, like a garage apartment and or side steps that they had to build on the outside in order to get to be able to have
And
the
no
tenants.
grass in there. It's all.
Yes, and it almost feels like wood, not steel. Escape going up. It feels like it's a wood
Yeah, I see
staircase
wood,
going
too.
up.
Yeah,
Wood staircase.
white.
And it's it feels like it's close to whatever time the UPS man or the Federal Express person comes by. That's so prejudiced. It could be a UPS woman.
Yes.
UPS woman. And I'm hearing Barney, but I don't know what that means. And palm trees. Hey, we're in California. But there's an architectural house that looks like it stands out more than any house within that 1 to 8 blocks. I keep hearing northwest or northeast because I can't even find my way to the studio half the time. This house is very streamlined, very sleek. It looks like something Kevin Spacey would be a character in if he was an asshole agent. 1 to 8 blocks, UPS, Federal Express. Find out what time they come through. It feels like twice a day. lots of C's and S's. Chelly's, Charlie's, Lisa's, Lisa's, Leslie's, Lucy's, right under their nose. And it was 2 dudes that took it originally, but I don't think it's with 2 dudes now.
Kids? I got
Yes.
kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This
But
is fun.
I don't think they don't want money.
No.
They
They
just want the dog.
It's
Yeah.
like they gave it to someone that needed it. I hate to say it that way, like an
Yeah.
elderly person or something.
I don't have that it's never going to get, that you're never going to get it back, because that was my question here. So I'm going to leave that there. That
Okay.
that dog may not be gone forever.
Yeah,
So
I
the
got,
possibility that he could come back.
yes.
I would think that once they realize that he's not feeling well and it's going to cost them a lot of money, is they'll bring him back.
I think so
Yeah.
too.
It just feels like a really ugly situation.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And it's not the first time it's happened, because I feel like once they do start talking and asking more people, they'll say, the same thing happened 8 blocks over and then 6 blocks this way. It's not uncommon where they're at.
Yeah.
Lancaster, is there a street name with an LN or CK, like Lancaster, anywhere near them within 1 to 8 blocks?
I honestly don't recall.
Okay.
Lemon?
Yeah, it's got
Lemon.
something like it's weird. It's some kind of but it's
in Oxnard, California. I can't recall any of like the streets close by. They live on what is their street? I'm blanking right now. I don't remember.
There's
street name.
one street that is going to come down. Even if it's a flat neighborhood, there's one street that if you put like a ball at the top, it looks like it's flat. But if you put the ball there, it will slowly start to roll down the street. And on that street, there's some dead grass. There's like a stone wall or some kind of a wall, brick, stone or something that looks like it's old and like it could be falling apart, but it still looks kind of cute for what it is.
He doesn't need us.
Seriously.
Yeah. No. I'm just
gonna go. I'll see you guys
I'm sandwiched between I'm Bosley. You guys are the Angels. But it's like I'm just picking
That's
up on the
awesome.
spiked
Oh.
energy.
The Naughty Angels.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
But it's the fun stuff. This is what this. Now I'll tell you something that's terrible. I shouldn't say it, but most psychics are assholes, and they're highly competitive and they're cutthroat. But this is not the case here, and it was not the case earlier with Jennifer and Courtney. And it's rare in this community. I don't care how spiritual they say they is.
Yeah.
They mean.
Well, you know what, too? I never heard voices like a medium. And I always think, how hard was life if you were hearing things that other people were telling you weren't? So I always kind of give them a pass on that. But you're right.
I just need sleep. All right. When giving readings, and you do with the tarot cards, again, we were on the show before. Do you get visions, voices, and we were talking about earlier, sensations? How do you get most
voices and feelings, and then sometimes I'll get visual. If it's a really intense reading and the person is very open, I'll get a lot of visual. But they have to be really open for me to see that.
And for you with the tarot, does it just help the visions or voices a little bit more amplify?
I've recently started doing some psychometry and stuff with others, and I can get visions, but it's never been part of my readings. Like, I am so, somebody yelled at me and said, those are a crutch, but they're the perfect crutch for me. I look at the cards and I just start talking and I just keep talking. And much like you said, I really don't remember. I tell people that, they always tape it because I don't remember but I just keep talking and talking, and then and it's usually just what comes off the cards. But I'm toying a little bit with the other, because the psychometry stuff and the other stuff is getting pretty good.
That's great.
Well,
But they're not a crutch.
No.
They're just a vessel. It's just
Yeah.
something to.
They're my favorite,
It's like
yeah.
for me, I always ask for photos, and a lot of times, if I'm not getting information, I start pulling at my decks because I'm like, I'm not getting anything. I'm not getting anything. That's
Yep,
not true at all.
I think for you, I think I almost wanted to use the word like just the physical contact. You're a heart-to-heart person. You're an eye-to-eye person. And the more in-person person is, the quicker you can
You're
read.
right,
I
yeah.
think. I
you're
can
right.
read a picture, but I started reading. I started out with the Rider deck, and then it took me forever to figure out what the F they meant. And then I'd done it for a year, and I figured out, if they're upside down, it means something different.
Totally.
I don't read reversals.
Oh God! And so then I started doing playing cards. The second I started doing regular playing cards, it was so simple. It was like 2 aces is a change of spaces, and it was just so simple. And And I would do like you. I would turn them over, and then stuff just starts coming to you, and then you feel a little cray at first, okay, because you're gay. That's, and then as you're playing with them, and then the people get excited. But I think you're a contact person.
Well, I wonder too if that's for you. You're so visual.
I am visual.
Like that's just a distraction. So that would make sense that playing cards for you are simple and clean and basic. It allows you to just see what you need to see. Whereas for someone like you, that would just be like a cluster of just crazy.
Yeah, I'm confused-imacated.
Yeah,
yeah, and sometimes people will see when I forgot how much, like I was trying to teach someone to read, and I would show them a card like this, and they'd get, okay, so you're getting a horse.
Right.
I go, no,
Maybe tarot's not for you.
yeah. I mean, then I go, oh, I forgot. I got to go back to the beginning and explain.
So once upon a time.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that, I think sometimes with the, like I read a lot over the phone. So sometimes I just close my eyes and go right to the deck, or even email, and I just look that way. But, yeah, but I think the cards, that kind of card would throw me off. But of course, those cards came from these cards.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That these were first and the playing cards followed, but the playing cards took off, and then these were banned because people were going to go to hell for devil worshiping.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
what
the
did they
short
call that?
version,
Yeah,
right?
for 2,000 years. What's that called? Religion?
Which is the most interesting card in the deck.
Which is the most
The
interesting?
devil, yeah. You want a little tarot?
Yes,
Well, that's what I was
going
to
to
say. Can you give
All
us all?
I'm going to tell you my most.
Maybe me. Could I get like a longer reading?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Give
I
them,
own the station.
Give them one card, and no, I want
wanna come
everybody. I
back
want us all to
again?
get like a
It needs to
maybe.
be like a
That's a lot of
3 card at
pressure
least.
on her.
Past
Is it a
present
3?
future.
Is that what it is?
I think 3 at the 3 card spread.
Okay.
It's just easier than a 1 card spread. What
You
if you
said
get a
spread.
horse? I mean, what are you going to do? Well, I know what you want to do.
Okay. So I had a reading. Does this help if I put them in the camera or
Yes.
something? Okay.
I'll do
So
a
the first
close-up of
card we were looking at is the Devil card, which, yeah, it obviously, where would you all like it? Here?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want me to hold it up for you? Here you go.
Sure, wherever the people could see
Yeah.
it. Or,
Good.
okay, so the Devil card, as we can see, is a combination of the Hierophant and the Lover's card. Okay, number 1. The Devil is sitting on a rectangle. Whenever we see a rectangle in the tarot, it's a lie. A square is truth, a rectangle is a lie. Okay, so the lovers are chained to that lie. You could see they could take that chain right off and walk away, but they don't,
They choose
because
not
they're
to.
very,
Loyal.
they're whatever this is that they've chained themselves to, they can't let go. The more energy they put into that lie, the bigger he becomes. He has a belly button because he is human. He is of them. He is not some demon from somewhere else. Okay. They become so connected to that lie that lie turns into a tower. They have locked themselves into that lie so badly that that's where you get the Tower card. And then it needs to be destructed, as we know about the Tower.
Do you teach?
awful.
I know, but it's so reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People do this all day. So what's the most common thing? The Hierophant. I thought that was hermaphrodite back in the day. See, I didn't know. So what is the common situation that you would pull those cards in someone's deck spread?
They usually the key when they come up like this, when they come up in order, which the Devil is 15 and the Tower is 16. That means as it goes. The worst combination I ever saw was when a guy had this and then this after it, which means the universe taught him his lesson and he went right back to the same problem.
No. Oh, see, I just learned something.
Don't
Yeah,
we know
that's
a lot
not
of those
uncommon.
people?
But this is mostly the Devil card comes up a lot because number 1, he's guilt, which is a man-made feeling, not a real feeling, not from heaven and not with animals, and it's also shame. And so many people just dislike themselves.
That's true.
So that's very, very common. Very, very.
Well, it's interesting because for me, you guys are all so well read, and for whatever reason, at an early age, I realized that the less I used that intellectual side, the stronger my intuitive grew, and so I never educated myself on, like, a lot of people have asked me, show me how to use the cards. And I'm like, I use them just as like how you do, right? You use them as just an opening up. I don't know the specifics, because I would find that I would my personality tends to latch on to something, and then it would start conflicting with the intuition, and it just was working against me. So I just stopped pulling. I pulled back, and just everything, I would just count on my guidance to come through, and it just grew stronger. Whereas that's why I'm fascinated by people like you who are able to do both so powerfully and successfully. It's great.
Especially there's one of my best friends is a medium, and she's we do a lot of paranormal investigation together, and she's phenomenal. I think she's the best I've ever seen, and she is always like, I don't know how to teach it. Like, she's like you. It's so natural that when I tell her about other people taking classes, she's like, how do you take a class and how do you do that? So she's exactly like you. Yeah.
But I guess the average person learns first through intellect. That's how we learn. That's where we go to school, except for others.
Yeah, but I think
learn the other way.
Well, I think we learn from experience, and then depending on the environment we're in, when we have the experience, we either intellectualize it or we let our intuition thrive.
Sure.
Mine, I had to intellectualize it, but I wasn't good at it. So as soon as I was away from the people that would make me try to intellectualize it, I was like super psychic boy. It was weird.
Wow.
But I do think we have to try to find a way to put everything in a box so that we can give it back to the person who lives in the box sitting in front of us.
Right. Absolutely.
I just heard I listened to an audiobook on remote viewing, and I thought, first of all, how perfect that the military would take like psychic ability and make it so anal retentive. They broke it down to its like least simplest form. And the guy had this comparison that I think applies, that is perfect. He said, if you throw a stone in a lake and it makes all these ripples, technically at the end of the lake, you could take one of those ripples, analyze it, and you would know the shape of the stone, how fast it was going. You would know all the information you needed. So if you throw 3 stones in and all these vibrations go back and forth, technically, if you could freeze that little piece of, turn it into a piece of ice, you would have all the information that you needed about what went on in that pond in this much.
And on the shore of the pond, and the trees on the side of the pond, and who was vacationing and camping at the pond, and what kind of bird flew over the pond, and what time the damn bird flew over the pond. Can I get a hallelujah? Hallelujah. But that's it. And when people ask for dead people information, if that person lived 80 years and they're coming, they want to talk to their dead grandmother, they're really looking for something that probably took anywhere from 3 to 7 seconds that happened to them. And that's the one tiny piece of ice crystal they're looking for, and they're negating the whole universe of that experience.
Yeah.
Gosh, this is
fascinating.
All of that from a tarot deck.
I know.
My friends. My little friends.
All right, so you said you need at least 3 cards. Is it 3 cards to actually give a reading, or no? Or can you just
do one? But I used to like to do the 3-card spread, like
The
the
past, present,
and
future?
Oh, I feel so smart.
Is there a way that maybe we could start with do it like just a 3-card?
Sure.
I would love to maybe start with Maryam.
Or you could and you know what? Or you could ask if you want to ask a specific question, you're welcome to ask that too. Whoops.
Well, would you always read them?
Our water broke. Oh, what does that mean?
Hangman, things are changing.
I was going to ask you a while ago what that meant, because I thought it had something to do with the devil in the tower, but it don't, does it?
Oh, the Hanged Man?
Yeah.
The Hanged Man, it sort of depends on a couple of things and what vibe as it falls out. There's 2 things about it. The Hanged Man can be a martyr, so if he's surrounded by negative cards, he can be the martyr. But usually, when you look at the Hanged Man, he was not hung by other people. He hung himself because he was very sick of things. You can see the light around. That's God's light around his head. And he's actually smiling because he was like, you know what? He didn't fit in with everybody else. So he said, I want to look at this from a different situation. And now it's all clear. And he realizes maybe he wasn't crazy. Maybe they're crazy.
Ooh, that's a good card.
That's another hallelujah.
When you say it like that, it's a good card. So I want you to interpret them all that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do a little quick read. And I'm going to do, and like I said, if you want to ask a specific question, please feel free. Because I always tell people, too, the more specific the question, the more specific
Easier.
answer.
I know.
I'm telling you, we're educating people.
I have a hard time when people just sit down and go, I don't know, just tell me.
Just
and I'm
whatever.
like, okay, I need just a focal point, something.
And you know what? I'm not scared to say, you know what? It's not a match. Let me walk you back out to your car, and I'll have my assistant refund your card.
Yep.
I'm not scared anymore to do
good
that.
For you.
I'm just
you can't, yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes have you ever had to fire a client?
Fire a client? Oh,
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
run and hide from them.
Yeah, and doesn't
Change
it
your
just
phone.
it really hurts your heart?
Absolutely. That they're not that you're choosing not to grow. That's why.
Yeah.
I can do 3, or I can do a. I can also do a really fast. I like this. I want to do a
Whatever's
really fast.
easiest for you.
Good,
I mean,
good,
I can
okay.
give you. I can say career or not. Whatever's easiest for you.
I'm going to give you a general right now, and then if you want to change to that, to career, I can do that too. Because also, since I do it on stage, I'm used to doing it very, very, very quickly and trying to keep it funny. Okay, so here is your here is coming out of the past. And now these are your 2 cards from the past. And I have the Moon card and the 7 of Swords, okay? So this is absolutely something you know about. This shouldn't be there. But the Moon is about things being very unclear and very much hesitating on something, not ready to do it, don't know. You're kind of still in that, because this is what I have you in right now. The 2 of Pentacles is about 2 things. It mostly is about this all tells me that something is not you haven't fully made your decision on this. Your decision is here, okay? Your challenge card is number 1, to trust yourself that this is a growth situation, that you're moving ahead. The Hermit cards means you're going up to the next level. To make this leap, you have to leave something behind, okay? You're coming into the 8 of Cups. Now, we love the 8 of Cups. It looks very scary, but it's not. The guy had everything. This card is called Success Abandoned. He had everything in front of him, and he left it for something deeper, okay? He was going for more. I have it all, but it's not that. I need something more. Whatever this journey is, and it should seem clear to you, you should know, there's immediate victory with it, and then a decision to move forward. You will make the correct decision. When we see the Lover's card, that is actually the card of discrimination. You're up on you're going to start making very discriminating choices. This is all like, not, you know what I mean? This is all, I don't know. This is all going the right path. You're coming into the High Priestess, which is about 2 things. Intuition is absolute on this, number 1, but also diplomacy. And this is the point that you start manifesting. She sits between whatever this path is that you start on. This is when you take control of it. You take a minute and you see it exactly how it's going to be without any, fooling yourself or anything. The rewards from that will be almost immediate.
Wow.
Does that ring true to anything going on? Mm-hmm. Okay.
She's
right
like,
on.
Well, and just for fun, there's TV with you for sure, flat out TV with you. There's webisodes for sure. There's something big around September, and you're going to be a natural at it and not even know that you are. And when you did this, I almost screamed out loud like a pig, okay? Because this is your head, and this was this indigo fuchsia light. Literally, while you were watching her, it came out like this, like a spotlight on her, and then from her, it reflected back to you.
Wow.
Ooh. Yeah. You were...
There you go. That's your answer.
Yeah, and the Moon and the High Priestess card are both intuition cards. They are. You don't want them together. Together they mean betrayal. Apart like this, they mean the same thing.
I have to say, I have great respect for you, because for me, growing up, it was very, very painful, as I'm sure you know. And so you go through all these phases in your life where everything has to be a certain way to function and to read. And for you to be like, I go in a nightclub and I have people smoking and drinking and I read in 30 seconds. And I'm just like, that's
blown away.
Amazing work.
Oh, well, good.
So thank you very much.
Sure, you're welcome.
That was awesome.
That's...
Well, we have about 4 minutes left.
Oh, okay.
So, Eddie, you want to go?
No.
Do you want to do it?
No.
All right.
No.
All right.
I do,
Does
but
anyone have a
there's
question?
No,
really-
do
there's
it.
more-
Just do it.
No, well, I want to make sure we all know where to find you, ladies.
Oh, okay.
And when you're doing your magic, what your websites are. That's most important to us.
I'm
She's like, oh.
I'm coming back into my body now.
And,
KarenRontowski.com, and from there you can get all my dates. If you're watching this live, I'll be in Ventura tonight. The second Tuesday of every month, we do psychic stand-up at Flappers. It's only $2 admission.
That's
We're having a
That's
mentalist next time. We have mediums. We have the best stand-ups, and hopefully my new friend will be joining us at some point.
Would that be fun?
Not for stand-up. Oh my god.
No, you come and read from the stage, and I help you. I make the jokes, and you read you do what you do.
Myself.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
All right.
Doesn't that feel good? Look at
No,
you.
I'm scared out of my mind.
We'll all come and we'll all
Yeah.
I'll come
scream
to
our
the
faces
show
off.
and
And we'll
take
point
it.
at you. We'll look at her. No, just kidding.
Thank you. No.
She
Make
peed.
me laugh.
She
This
peed
is
her
getting
pants.
you ready for what he told you is coming.
Yes.
it's coming.
You're going. Yep.
It's coming.
Thank you.
And how do we find you?
That turned. How do we find you into scaring the crap out of me? Well, I'm going to be in hiding for a while until this passes. Whataboutdaisy.com is the best way to find me. Whataboutdaisy.com or MaryamFaresh.com.
Yes. Well, we love having you guys here as always. Well, you're definitely going to have to come back again and again. And we want everybody, if you're tuning in live, make sure you stick around at 6 o'clock. You are going to watch Shar Margolis, another amazing, talented, world-renowned psychic medium. She has a great show for you guys planned out. If you want to check out our show, make sure you go to truthbetoldwebtv.com to find out all of our upcoming guests. You can look at all of our archives, video archives on our website. And Eddie's going to be gone next week. He's going to Michigan. Tell everybody how maybe if they're in Michigan, they can be a part of your...
Oh, yeah. It's going to be in West Isle of Michigan, right on the lake, and it's in a private home. And you can get that information at eddieconner.com. It's CONNER, because I'm an not an or.
He's an or.
Yeah, and we're on Thursday night next week. We're teaching, doing a class called I See Dead People, and you can too. And then we're doing an all-day retreat based on the Abraham Hicks material, how to stay on your high-flying disc. And we're giving you lots of things from sort of a psychology standpoint on how to get you out of your own way so you can do your magic.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, this is Truth Be Told. I'm Tony Sweet.
I'm Eddie Conner.
Till next time, have a great day.